Hey, what is going on, guys? Edward here, back with another video. First of all, I want to apologize with all of you guys who are waiting for the UltraTrend indicator that we talked about probably 2-3 months back, since we started building this thing. And right now we're literally pending from the website. I'm just waiting for a verification from the website. It's very stressing, but I promise you the wait will worth it. And we actually took the opportunity, since the website is making us hold for such a long time. And we took this time to add more things, to pretty much give it to you, since this is going to be a paid indicator. Okay, for those who don't know, this is going to be a paid indicator. It's a monthly fee. However, we are including more things into this besides the entire support that we're going to be offering, which, by the way, I recommend you following us on Discord, because this is where we're going to be offering the entire support, right, to the community. We're planning a lot of things on this group right here for the community to help each other out, assigning roles to people who maintain a good discipline in the group, and consistent sending their setups, their trades, because we want to see how you guys are doing, and how this thing is performing to you if you're following the rules, right? As the time goes, I will be posting more and more and more tutorials. I'm going to add an entire list, a playlist of tutorials on the strategies, okay, that we're going to be using with these indicators. Yes, and I said indicators because, again, you guys are not just going to be the UltraTrend. It's a whole thing for just $49 a month. Now, first, of course, as you know, we have the UltraTrend indicator, right? Which, if you're watching this video for the first time, I recommend you watching the previous Ultra. I'm gonna leave the link somewhere here at the top right corner so you can see it. You can watch that and understand, because I did create a tutorial. However, again, just wanted to let you know the indicators are not out yet. They're coming. We're waiting for this thing to be finished. We're coming pretty soon. So make sure to watch those videos, plus this one as well, and it's a continuation. So anyways, the UltraTrend normally would come with the table. This table right here at the top will tell you pretty much the percentage, right? The probabilities. How many times, right? How many trades? I don't know if you guys can see the background. It's kind of white right now. Let me see if I can probably put a different color, maybe black. It's not changing. Table, header, background. Well, hopefully you guys can see here. Basically, it says based on last 50 trades, right? So for those who don't know, this right here is going to tell you if, let's suppose we are right here, right, in this trend. I love using filters by session, because I want to avoid the noise or seeing things outside my zone. Okay, this is one of the most important things, guys. If you're planning on getting this indicator, you have to be very disciplined. You have to stick to the plan, follow the rules we show, right, and we're going to be sharing within this group. So you will get the most out of the indicator. Okay, so whenever the signal gets printed, you get an LOI level, stop loss, TP1, TP2, TP3. And right here, as you can see, is the percentage of how many times this particular pair in the 5-minute time frame, how many times TP1 has been hit. For the past 50 trades, how many times has been hit. So it tells you a percentage. This 66% is a percentage that I normally don't like. I would prefer look for anything above 70%. Anything above 70%, it gives you more probabilities to getting at least TP1. Okay, so basically with this table right here, what this does, it gives you more extra confidence. So it will tell you whether you do want to take the shot or not, because not all the time every single position or every entry is going to be a nice entry. Okay, you have to understand you will still have losses, but if you follow what we are telling you, the steps, every single steps, it should be more effective. Okay, so anyways, right there, that's one of the things, right, that we have. It comes automatically inside that. Now, as an add-on, we of course are giving you, we're including now this ICT medium time frame bias. Now, what this does right here is, again, it gives you more extra confidence. What is this table? This table is based on ICT candle patterns. So what it does, it calculates, it understands the candle patterns from ICT to determine the bias. So I'm using different time frames right here. You can change this if you want, but I'm currently, these are the settings that I have. If you want to add, remove, it's up to you. But again, based on the strategy, if you want to stick to what we're doing, stick to this current time frames right here. If you want to have them all, no problem. So with that, you see you have the 5 minute, 15 minute, 1 hour, 4 hour daily. So basically right here, you can see the greener this thing is, if your intention is to buy, because you just got a buy signal, right? If your intention is to buy, if all of this, most of this, ideally you want to see most of this in your favor. Because what if all of this or most of this is actually red? I would not recommend you taking the shot, right? Of course, you have to have the more confluences on your favor, the better. Okay, so if this is, most of this is actually green and not red, you're in a good position. Okay, maximum number normally right here it's 10. So plus 10, it means you're strongly bullish on the weekly. You are not so, you are actually more bearish on the daily, but on the 4 hour we're strongly bullish. On the 1 hour we're also bullish. And right here 15 minute is strongly bullish. It's rare, sometimes it goes a higher number than 10. Right here is giving us a 12, so it means it's strongly bullish. So with this, you can kind of have an idea that should I take the position, should I not take the position. You won't see this indicator anywhere. Something like this based on ICT, you won't see this anywhere. So it's pretty unique. So anyways, you are going to have access to that. All right. On top of that, now we have created a new thing as well, which is basically using this. What this thing does is you don't need to go to higher time frames to see how did the candle close, how the previous candle close. Let me explain. So at the moment I have selected 4 hour, right? I'm on the 5 minute time frame, but I selected on the indicator, I selected 4 hour. What does that mean? That basically means that you see this green zone, this is how the previous 4 hour candles, this is a previous 4 hour candle, it closed bullish, right? This is how the previous 4 hour before this one closed. If I go to 4 hour time frame, basically you can see we have two 4 hour bullish candles right there. See? So I don't need to go on higher time frame just to check what the time frame, how did the candle close, right? I don't need to see it. So it kind of gives you an idea, all right? You can choose between the daily 4 hour or 1 hour. You see, if you go to the 1 hour now, you want to scalp on the 1 minute time frame. You kind of have an idea to how we previously closed, right? If we're ranging, but you can kind of see how the 1 hour, this 1 hour candle closed bullish. This one was bearish, bullish, and so on, right? The color will tell you without having to go to that time frame. So you can just stick to one time frame and that's it. You don't need to be watching multiple, right? So this kind of gives you also an idea. If you see for the past, 8 hours, markets been trending up. I do really, in New York session is opening, by the way. I'm using the filter on the UltraTrend. I'm using the filter by session, right? And I have enabled from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. I personally love it. You don't have to use it. I personally like it because this is the, to be honest, I actually trade until midday. I'm not going to select 4 p.m. because I like the morning sessions. So click OK. And the market, the indicator will just mark up a gray zone, which is my session during only the morning session, which is what I trade, right? So hope it makes sense. Now, of course, what happened there? Let's go ahead and just hide this for a second. And this trade in this particular day was a nice trend up, and you can see smashing full TP right here. But you see that the trend was clear. By the time the session started, we had already a nice trend going to the upside, right? Notice where the 200 moving average is. So we are trending. We started taking off since pretty much Asian. This is London session right here, starting London session. So nice start, right? We are in a trend already, which is what I always recommend. I don't want you to start like New York session opens right here, and it turns out, let's say this is New York session opening. Let's say New York session is opening right here. If the New York session is opening like this, I'm not going to be watching this pair for today. I'm going to just look into another pair because my intention is not to catch the beginning of a trend. My intention with this strategy is to catch a trend that already started. Let me repeat it. My intention here is to catch a trend that already started. That I'm in, like, you see where this trend started? London. I'm in New York. So the trend is going. Look at the separation right here. The trend is going. The trend is going up already, right? I'm not focusing on trying to catch the beginning of the trend, right? Because that's more stressful. Trying to catch that beginning, it's way more stressful. And most of the times you're going to have false alerts, right? So whenever you have a day like this, you see sometimes the indicator is not even going to give you an entry, right? For depending on the pair, you may not have an entry. It's not going to give you anything, right? But that's okay. You have to understand that not every single day is a trading day. So if you're focusing in 2-3 pairs, right? Keep an eye. As long as when your session opens, you're trending, good. Otherwise, let it go. All right? Hope it makes sense. So with this, I'm giving you already 3 indicators, right? Now, we also decided we've been working also on another indicator. These indicators are all going to be updated. We're always going to be working on them and also receiving feedback from you, from this community, right? I want to hear from you. Once you get this indicator, I also want to hear everybody. I want to hear from everybody. How you guys are doing? What do you guys think we could change? We will change it. This is something that we're going to be constantly working on, okay? It's not just one thing that just dropping and bye-bye. No, we are planning on making things better and improving things as we move on, okay? This is why we're actually charging a monthly fee, because it takes time, it takes work, it's a job. It's literally a job. So we developed, again, another simple, and this is a very minimalistic indicator right here. This is very minimalistic. If you hide the table, just leave this indicator. This is literally what it is. You're not getting anything else. You just have the colors of the candles, right? You have a bullish, oh geez, I don't know if you can see here, but it says bullish trend, right? The indicator will detect when there's a trend, and it will print a box right here. Let me, all right, so just for the example, I'm gonna go here, get in the session, New York session, it's opening, right? Notice that from here, there we go. I actually got a signal, first signal. New York session is opening. Very simple. You guys are not getting any moving average, nothing. You're just getting colors, right? Gray color means price is trending. There's no momentum, right? You don't want to be trading when the markets are ranging. I'm going to show you here the settings. You can change the settings as you're liking. However, I've added a couple of filters, and again, especially I used the one by session. The ADX right here, this is going to change the entry type. Let me explain you first on the current settings that I have so you can see what I mean. So basically, what you get as soon as the indicator prints a buy, again, this is very minimalistic, and it helps you stay in focus. Like you're not watching anything else. Trust me, you're not going to be seeing. I wanted to create something very minimalistic. Like you only get the signal, buy or sell, whatever. You could, of course, because you're going to be combining. You're going to have, yeah, the multi-time frame. You can still use this, right, as a combination. You can use this also to know your bias. Are you strongly bullish? You see, and at the same time, you're going to have the ultra trend. So basically, you see, you're getting all of this stuff together. It can help you improve. So right there, notice that that was the entry, right? Entry right there, TP2. So as the price goes, notice what the price is going to do here. This is probably going to print. Yeah, that's what I didn't want it to do. So let me just go back here so I can mark. I can leave my position because it disappears. So let me just make the buy here. I'll place stop, TP, right? So what price did is it printed, got a little slow. Notice the color changing again, and then boom, the indicator start printing again another buy, right? So literally you are in this buy already. It went into drawdown, but notice we're not hitting stop loss yet. We're getting another buy position. We know we're trending up. Now the stop, it's a little bit different. You see, notice that every trend, the AI will tell you every trade is going to have a different type of target. It's not always going to have exactly the same. However, the TP, it's normally a 1 to 1.5. It's set to 1 to 1.5. You can change that as well if you want. Right about here, you can put whatever target you want, but the strategy is based on this current target. Okay, so be careful with that. Right there, notice what happened with the price from that position. I want you to notice what the box is going to do. So keep going up. Notice right quick, right there, price hit TP1 and two new levels gap printed. LOI, which means level of interest. That means you're going to be trailing your stop to that point. Continue holding, right? Once now a new level was printed as well, also at the top, break even. So once price hits that level, that means at that point I'm going full break even and just continue holding. All right, full TP. There we go. So this is very minimalistic, guys. Very, very minimalistic. I didn't want it to add a lot of stuff. I know people don't like having too much stuff on the chart sometimes. Even when using an indicator, all you have to do is one simple, very straightforward stuff, and that's it. Not having maybe moving averages, although you can hide, with the ultra trend, you can actually hide the indicators. What do I mean by that? So basically, you can hide the moving averages, right? So let's say you don't like this moving averages right there. You can actually hide them. Show moving average. Show second moving average. You can hide them. However, I think it will. Let's see, showing. I think this one is necessary. Yeah, this one is necessary to appear on the chart. I think, anyways, you can make it invisible. Let's see the color. Me too. Yeah, you can put the transparency to 0, and basically you see it disappear. No, you no longer have any moving average. You just have that little a greenish color right there, which is pretty cool. Just make it look cool. That's all. But other than that, that's what it is basically, right? So you can make it like this. You can use the ultra trend, or you can now include the Vanguard Pro as well. Again, let's go back here, right? With that box, it's going to be pretty simple, straightforward. Again, you can also filter it out by session. It's one of my favorite things is filtering it out. I love having this type of filters. It helps you. It definitely helps you stay focused in one session. If I remove this, I'm telling you, look at this. If I remove this right here, you're probably gonna be messed up, right? Because now you don't know where you're standing. You don't know what this is. You're gonna be, you see, because you're getting signals pretty much everywhere all the time during Asian session, during times conditions that suck. They are pretty bad, right? So focus on the the zones that have the I'm sorry, the time zones that has the best volatility, the best movements. Okay. My favorite one's definitely New York, the morning session. I don't like trading the afternoon because I feel, based on my experience, the afternoons are kind of slower, start moving slow, start ranging a little bit. Probably you can get some movement back again during Asian session, but I don't trade Asian session. I just mainly New York, and especially the morning session. If you want to trade, probably, let's say London, probably I recommend you trading the opening. The first 2 3 hours of the opening of the London session. That's when you get also most volatility, of course, depending on the pair, right? Depending on the pair. So I love, and I rather just let the indicator show me the entries only within those times. Okay, you see, you're gonna have less noise. You see, you're not seeing all those positions, but during times that you don't trade, you don't care, because you're not trading during those times. You don't want to see that. You only want to trade the ones that are definitely trading. And again, you can combine this with multi-time, with the multi-time from just understanding, okay, previous 4 hour was strongly bullish, again bullish, and we're entering in the New York session right here. We're pretty bullish. We're starting to look bullish right here, right? On the previous 4 hour. Did I put 4 hour? Or was it 1 hour? No, it's 4 hour. 4 hour right there. And let's see what else do we got here. You can change. Oh, forgot to mention something very important, because this also detects fair value gaps. However, because I'm on replay mode, may not be seeing it. Let's go to a different pair. Let's go GBP. Let's go maybe GBP USD, another common pair. Um, GBP. Um, let's go. The only thing here, it's on replay mode. We don't get much. Let's just hide this for a second. And boom, session. Okay. So this is what I'm going to do. This includes enable fair value gap. So what it does is it also shows you for ICT, for example, if you like ICT concepts, this can kind of show you the imbalances. However, let me see if I'm missing something. Or did I get it right? No, I think I'm doing this wrong. Hold on. I mark up the daily. Yeah, daily and the 4 hour. No, sorry, 4 hour. Here, daily 4 hour, 1 hour. Ah, okay. Let me get off. That's the problem. Yeah, that was the problem. I had it on. So notice again, let's go back here, because I was on replay mode. On replay mode, you won't be able to see the fair value gaps. Okay, so you have to have it off, right? Otherwise, it will crash. So this is why we add this thing here. It's because of the amount of data that TradingView gathers. It kind of crashes. So anyways, I have it off right now, and I have selected, probably is too many on the 1 hour. If you don't like it, let's leave it for a moment, because we are going to see the zone anyways. Notice what the price did here. You can kind of see that based on ICT, price pulled back to a higher time frame PD array, which in this case is that 4 hour, and the daily. You see there's two fair value gaps right here. If I go to the 4 hour, what a fair value gap is, those who don't know, if you're watching this for the first time, this is a fair value gap. Hold on. This is known by ICT or SMC traders as a fair value gap, right? So the indicator, you see, it will print. That's a 4 hour fair value gap. that we have highlighted right there, right? 4-hour fair value gap. Let me clean this. So notice what the price just did. We tap. Let's go back, open this. Getting the error again. Hang on. Right there. We tap, price pushed up, took liquidity. I see relative equal highs right here. This is known as buy side liquidity by ICT. So we swept, we pushed up here, and we swept liquidity, and we tapped into this higher time frame PDR rate. We're expecting price to go towards this low now, sell side liquidity. So let's go 15-minute here, 5-minute. And here you can see now, you see, we tapped the higher time frame. Notice how this last move to the upside manipulated this highs. We have liquidity sweep, and then from there, prices started dropping. Notice there is a 1-hour fair value gap right here, bearish fair value gap. As the price keeps going down, it keeps creating 1-hour fair value gaps right here. Again, this is more based on ICT. I'm gonna have to make a specific video for this, for ICT traders, those who like trading ICT traders. However, if you want to use them like that, if you just want to use this just for the zone, as I mentioned, just paying attention to higher time frame. So let's say you like scalping on a 5-minute time frame, but you don't want to look on a 4-hour, 1 hour. So look at those boxes. The small ones mark up the 1 hour, and the big one is the 4-hour. Of course, I have the 2. So hope it makes sense. Hope you guys understand. You will be getting literally 4 indicators right here. Jesus, this is probably there too much on the chart right now. But you're getting all of this entirely fully customizable and full support on Discord for $49 a month. Let me know what you think, guys. This is coming pretty soon. I apologize again for the delays, since we've been working with weeks to get this thing up and running, and also with trading views. So hope it makes sense. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. I'll be talking to you soon. All right. See you next time.